And our pitcher tonight, Reese Olson, having a pretty ridiculous season so far, singing.
Yeah, you see there with the sub-2 ERA, very dependable guy, and he's been pretty much lights out so far this season. So, when a guy like this takes the mound, I'm expecting to watch him get into a rhythm quickly and just move through a ball game. Sometimes you can see some big strikeouts. Other times, it's hard to even know he's there because the innings go so quickly.
And a pitch. Good job to fight that one off. Next pitch misses inside. And the count 1-2.
It's a good take.
And now the count is even. Left-hand hitter waits. Right through there, got him. And that's the first out. Now it's the shortstop, J.P. Crawford. He went 1 for 5 back on Wednesday. And a foul ball. Olson. He isn't really known as the starting pitcher that's going to get you deep into the start. It's not that he's not capable, he just hasn't proven what he can do it yet. That's to third. Throw to first is in time. Quick start here this evening, 2 out, top of the first. And now it's Julio Rodriguez. That one to first, and he picks it up and he'll put it in his pocket.
He's got such great stuff. You just don't know from start to start whether it's a potential no-hitter or it's a guy that's only going to give you 3 or 4 innings.
And a ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Back in Comerica Park. And towing the slab in this one, Logan Gilbert. Singing, he's kind of a road warrior, yeah?
I definitely say so. Some guys shrink a little bit on the road. They're so used to just having the comforts of being at home and having the fans behind them. But this guy seems to thrive in adversity and being in some hostile environment. So when you have a player like this on your team that goes out there and competes, you definitely like your chances away from your home ballpark.
Kelvin tracks him down for the out. He checked the Tigers lineup. One guy swinging a hot bat recently, Spencer Torkelson.
Well, he's been a very consistent performer this year, and man, when you look up and you're in the top 5 in batting average in the American League, tell you what, that raises your level of confidence to keep it going and try to finish in that picture or maybe at the very top. He's been spraying the balls all over the yard. We're going to keep our eyes on him in this one.
2-0. Breaking ball through there for a strike. Ground ball in the middle, that's a base hit.
Well, patience and discipline paid off right there as he got into an advantage count. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
And here is Akil Baddoo. Right down to shoot. That's strike 1. Back to the mound. Fires to second for 1. Over to first. That's 2. Nicely done. 1-6. Back here in Detroit. Second inning set to go. And now the catcher comes up to him. Cal Raleigh. Olson back to work. And first offering is fouled off. And here it comes. And that one wrapped foul. Keeps the He deals. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. This to third. Throws to first. Leadoff man retired here in the second. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. 7th right now and runs batted in the American League. First offering, misses the mark. Second inning here, no score. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and a strike.
Larry Bullard making the calls behind the plate for us in this one. Pretty good strike zone. Well reviewed by those we talked to around the league.
Yeah, he's an umpire. He doesn't get a lot of looks from players, maybe here and there once in a while, but he's appreciated back there. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. And it'll bring up Mike Ford. Second in the AL in home runs. On the ground. Mariners are down in order. Bottom half of inning number 2. Now, Spencer Torkelson. And the pitch. That's in there. And that's strike 1. Grounder off the pitcher. Tries the bare hand, and it gets by him. Catcher coming out to check on him. It looked like it got him on his back leg. So you wonder if that might be a problem for him in terms of pushing off the rubber.
Yeah, it's a great point, and we'll have to see how he looks. But to me, it appears he's moving pretty well. I think it's just going to sting for a while, but hopefully nothing more.
And now up to hit, Miguel Cabrera, leading the AL in batting average. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Torkelson on at first, nobody out. In for a strike, and now it's even 1-1.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to try to catch things up.
On the second, they get one, and they get it easily at first. It's a double play.
I think there's always something pretty about watching a 5-4-3 double play get done. I mean, just seeing the ball whipped around the diamond with quickness and accuracy, that was nice.
And first offering is fouled off. Just a weak fly ball this time. And that is that. All set for the start of the inning. Eugenio Suarez up to hit now. Eugenio Olsen back to work. Foul ball there.
Well, these Mariners, as you probably noticed, haven't been shy at the plate at all. In fact, they've probably been too aggressive at times. I was specifically talking about the first pitch. These guys are swinging more than 80% of the time, which is fine if you're scoring runs, but that hasn't been the case today.
The 0-2. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Swings and misses, struck him out.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher are on the same page right now.
Here's Jared Kelnick. Gets the slider in there for a strike. To third. And foul.
swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
Ground ball up the middle. Fires over to first. First two batters retired here in the top of the third. So up next, Oswald Peraza. And first offering is fouled off. Just missed. Top of the third, no score. And a weak ground ball to the left side. And he picks it up in foul territory. The pitch. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. Meadows has a beat on it. That is the inning. Nobody left for Seattle. Welcome back as we go to the last of the third. And now the right fielder, Terry Carpenter. The wind of the pitch. That's in there. It's 0-1. Carpenter bats left, throws right. 25 years old, and he's driven in double-digit runs over his last 10 games. The wind to kick the pitch. That one misses. Now 2 balls and a strike. In the air out to center. Rodriguez settles under it and makes the grab. And there's one away. Now it's Javier Baez. He was 2 for 4 in Wednesday's game. There's a strike. Next offering is fouled back. 0-2 now. On the ground to the left. Suarez on the run, sends it over to first. Baez gone to the play. And now it's the switch hitting second baseman, Wenzel Perez. That misses off the outside edge. Next offering is in for a strike.
Dangerous spot for that slider right there. Didn't seem to quite finish out front and get that sharp break. Tell you what, he doesn't want to throw that pitch again.
Next one misses. 2-1. Puts it in the air out towards left center. And it drops in. So now back to the top of the order.
Didn't exactly square that one out, but sometimes you don't have to. That ball right there landed in what they call a no man's land, meaning it's not really a spot on the field where you can expect anyone to get to it easily. I mean, it's a tough play going back for the shortstop, but also for the outfielders trying to come in. They got to go a long way as well. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
Up the middle. So no runs here on a base hit. As we go to the top of the fourth. And now the DH, Josh Rojas. The right-hander back to work. And first offering is fouled off. It feels like we might be headed towards a rain delay if the weather doesn't ease up, Chris.
Yeah, the umpiring crew are going to pay attention to how the weather is impacting this game. And the moment it becomes dangerous, I think, is the moment we'll be forced to take a break.
Bounce up the middle. Baez. Sends it to first. That's the first out in the top of the fourth. And stepping in for the Mariners, J.P. Crawford. 0 for 1 and grounded out in his first at bat. Hit on the ground to the right side. Torkelson takes it himself and a couple of quick outs. Julio Rodriguez up next for the Mariners. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. Swinging a foul straight back. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now. The Mariners yet to pick up a hit here. strikeout. Back here at the ballpark, here's the catcher, Jake Rogers. And the pitch. It really feels like we might be running out of time before a rain delay is called. This rain is not letting up.
Yeah, and if we do get a delay, the unfortunate thing is the clock's going to start ticking on these pitchers, and they won't be able to keep their arms warm forever if it's a long break, and going to have to exit this game a little early.
Here's a speed threat, Akil Badu. And first offering is fouled off. And he deals. Strike two.
And this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
This one lifted in the air, left field. Kelman snags it for the second out. And here's the first baseman, Spencer Torkelson. Torkelson. That's in there. And that is strike one. Hard hit left side. Gets it easily, ends the inning. Down in order go the Tigers. And welcome back. Ready now for the fifth inning. Now the Mariners catcher, Cal Raleigh. First offering and it just misses.
Well, these Mariners just aren't putting together very many good at-bats in this one. We're in the back half of the game, and they're still searching for a base runner. He's been great out there on the mound, no doubt, but it's also been a disappointing performance at the plate to this point.
And now Teoscar Hernandez went down on strikes his first time through. Late swing foul.
And as we get deeper, it's not going to get any easier. These at-bats are going to feel more and more desperate with every out the rest of the way.
Swinging. Mike Floyd play. Grounded out to short in his first trip. Softly hit the third. Ibanez. And he beats it. That's a hit. Great try there.
Did a nice job getting there. Good throw, but very difficult to get anybody on that one as far as you had to go.
You know? Oh, yeah, no question. Suarez now at the plate as he swings through strike one. His first at bat was a strikeout. And a swing and a miss there. Here's the 0-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Ford off the first with two away. And a swing and a miss. And that's that. Mariners lead one. And we are back in Comerica Park. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Now it's the DH, Miguel Cabrera. That one's in there. Strike one.
Well, these Tigers, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
Up next to the Tigers, the third baseman, Andy Ibanez. Takes a ball as he stands in for the second time. Next offering is in strike.
And on the mound, you know confidence has to be pretty high with all of the swings and misses. He's had them eaten out of the palm of his hand pretty much all game.
This one popped up right side. Carrazzo snags it on the run. So 2 down now, and here is Harry Carpenter. Lied out his first time. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Chopper right side. Sends it to Ford. That ends the inning. All set for the top of the sixth. And now for Seattle, Jared Kelman. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Kelman in his second season, 23 years old. And he's one of the few players in Major League Baseball born in Wisconsin. Next pitch is downstairs. And that one is inside. And a 2-1 on the way. And now 2-2.
Filthy changeup right there. Just pulled the string.
Comebacker to the mound. Swings the first. Leadoff man retired in the sixth. And stepping in is the speedy Oswald Peraza. Hit it well and flied out to the deepest part of the outfield his first time. And he swings and misses at the initial offering.
Tonight, his slider has been really impressive. I mean, tight spin. Seems like the hitters aren't picking it up out of the hand.
And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it. Just misses with that one.
Caught a break right there. Pretty good in the outside corner.
And now it's 1-2. Got him looking. And there's 2 down.
Oh, nice job there. He struck him out twice. The pitch before looked like it was strike 3. Doesn't get the call. Bears down. Throws another quality pitch for the strikeout.
That one off the bad part of the bat. Just a lazy fly ball. Makes the catch inning over. So another good inning for him on the mound. Back here in Detroit, Johnson. Happy with Chris Singleton in the booth and leading off the bottom of the sixth, Javier Baez. And the right-hander back to work. And downstairs, Baez measures 6 feet even, 190 pounds, and he was born in Puerto Rico. Pitches in there, and it's 1-1. And the right-hander deals. Base hit, center field. Solo runner aboard to start the inning.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of the struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
Bunting for a hit. He beats it out, and it's first and second on the infield single. Back to the top of the Detroit order. Parker Meadows up now for the Tigers. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Baez, the lead runner at second. Perez at first with no outs. That's a strike, and it's 1-1.
Now, there's a pitch you haven't seen in a while. It's pretty tough on the hitters if he can mix that in whenever he wants.
The 1-1. Curveball drops in there.
Well, that hook's looking pretty sharp today. Just a solid pitching performance so far, and I really think it's because of that curveball.
On the ground at first, could be 2. To second for 1. To 4. Double play.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn on the infield. The first baseman has to get inside, create a throwing lane to hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there, completing it back to first. Really good job all the way around.
Jake Rogers up now for the Tigers. In the air, right field. Hernandez settles underneath it. got it. And that is the inning. Welcome back. New inning getting started. And the batter will be the shortstop, J.P. Crawford. So the Tigers get a new arm from the pen, Will Vest. He has a great slider with tons of movement. Number 19, Will Vest. Swings and misses. 0-2.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand looks so good, and then by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
The next pitch misses. Now 1-2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Ground ball right side. Tosses to first. And they get the leadoff hitter in the 7th.
Well, I'm impressed with this guy's internal thought. He knew he had plenty of time to take that extra step, secure his grip on the baseball, and make a strong, accurate throw.
Rodriguez stands in now and watches strike 1.
Some guys are just more confident they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind or what.
0-2 now. Now this is in the air down the line. Carpenter on the move, makes the grab on the run. And there are 2 outs. And now it's going to be Cal Raleigh. Slow ground ball to the right side. And he grabs it in foul ground. Late with the swing there. And we stay tied as the inning ends. Set for the last half of the 7th. Here's the left fielder, Caleb Badu. Fastball right back to the mound. 1 up, 1 down. And next will be the Tiger cleanup hitter, Spencer Torkelson. First pitch just misses.
He's controlling things out there on the mound, not messing around at all. He's been in attack mode since the very start.
Next offering is down, and the count is 2-0. The pitch. That catches the top part of the zone, and it's 2-1.
Back-to-back fastballs in. That last one called for a strike. Probably going away, but look for him to come back in there to try to finish you off.
And it drops in. So the go-ahead run is on base with a knock.
You know what they say, you couldn't have thrown it out there any better than that, and certainly the case that time. Just flared it back behind the second baseman and dropped it in there.
The next to hit takes high for ball 1. The Mariners have some bullpen action for the first time. Penn Murphy appears to be getting ready for manager Scott Service. A hard-throwing right-hander up as well. 1 away, tie game. Go-ahead run stands at first. On the ground to third. Nice stop. The throw. Suarez toss to second, and still another double play. Their 4th tonight. Back here at the ballpark, ready to begin the 8th, and stepping in for the Mariners, Teoscar Hernandez. That's in there. That's strike 1. Bounce to third, and he grabs a foul. Field 2. Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes for the 3rd straight at bat.
Well, they've had a great plan of attack for him tonight. I mean, finding all the holes in his swing and his approach, just frustrating for him up there. You strike out a guy 3 times in a game, I think that guy's got to go back and really study some
Suarez up to the plate now. To the right side. And he picks it up and he'll put it in his pocket. 0-1. 1-2. Struck him out looking with the off-speed stuff. And welcome back. For the Tigers, the third baseman, on to the bottom of the eighth, now the third baseman, Andy Elias. Gilbert back to work. That one misses. Ball one. Gilbert into his eighth inning of work singing. He's been good.
Yeah, he's the type of guy that gets better as he gets deeper into the ball game. If you're going to get to him, you get to him early. They didn't do that today. We'll see what happens as this finishes.
On the ground to third. To first, and he beats it.
Tough play on a nice backhand stop. Had to be perfect with the exchange and throw to get the out, but it looked like he had to dig in there a little deeper.
Now, Penn Murphy. Now, this is his first appearance of the season. 56. And Murphy. Kerry Carpenter will hit next. His home and away splits there. First offering misses the mark. Some activity in the Mariners bullpen. Dominic Leone appears to be getting ready for manager Scott's service. There's a strike. Pitch count in great shape. It seems he might have a chance to finish it. The throw to second. How about that double play? Now back. The shortstop. Javier. The batter now, Javier Baez.
Good swing out of him last time. Ripped the liner into center.
Bounce to the left side. And it goes just foul. Swing and a miss, struck him out. It's the ninth, and we are back in Comerica Park. And now here is out front with the swing, and that is strike one. Right back to him on the mound. Tosses the first. Now one gone in the ninth. And up next for Seattle, Oswald Peraza. Swings through that one. 0-1.
Trying to keep good speed off the bases.
Swing and a ball lifted to center field. Meadows makes the grab, and there's two out. So the lineup flips over. And next is the designated hitter, Josh Rojas. Out towards right center field. Carpenter sizing this one up. He's got it. And that is out number 3. 3 up, 3. Bottom of the 9 at the plate. Wenzel Perez. The pitch. That one missed.
Home plate umpires try to tighten things up a little bit.
Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Andres Munoz, a right-hander with big strikeout stuff, is getting it fired up. Hits slowly on the ground. He steps on the bag. 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Parker Meadows, the next to hit. Down J. Hinch making a move for pitch hitter. Matt Beerland. He represents the winning run.
Beerland.
In there for strike one. Kicks and deals. Up the middle, Crawford. In plenty of time to first, and that quickly to away. But now here is Jake Rogers. 1 for 3. Pitch misses, and it's 1-0. All tied up here in the last half of inning number 9. In there at the knees, and the count 1-1. Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. Kelvin makes the play, and it's out number 3. Staying in the game on defense, Matt Beerland. He'll be out. Go ahead, run on base. That's down and in. Bullpen activity starting up now. Andres Munoz getting loose out there. Topa getting loose as well. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-1. Left-hand batter waits. That one missing inside. Two on the way. And he gets a ground ball right side. Throw on to Torkelson. And they get the leadoff man in the 10.
A well-thrown slider like that one can be tough to get in the air. Good downward break on that one.
Now we've got a substitution at the third base. And here's the pinch runner, Jose Caballero. New pitcher for the Tigers, Miguel Diaz. This is his 3rd time out this year. Rodriguez swings through it for strike 1.
Definitely a strikeout situation right here. Lots of ways for that go-ahead run to score if the ball's put in play.
Next offer, he's in for a strike.
In the infield at the corners, don't be surprised to see them come home first and prevent that run from scoring.
Huge strikeout there.
Definitely a strikeout situation right there, and he got it. You do not want him to put the ball in play and want to strand that runner at third. Now all he needs is one more out to get it. Doesn't have to be a strikeout this time since now they're 2 outs.
Raleigh can't hold up, and that's a strike. And there's the ball. 2 down. Go ahead, run in scoring position.
Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball.
Teoscar Hernandez now at the plate. Yeah, he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Raleigh off of first with 2 away. 0-2 as he waves at that one.
So it's up there at the plate, 3 strikeouts already. It's hard not to think negative, but you got to find ways.
Cuts and misses, it's a strikeout. Andres Munoz on a pitch here. Now the left fielder, Akil Badu. For the Tigers.
These fans, they are ready to cheer about something.
The pitch. That one in triple digits. Action in the bullpen for Seattle. Justin Topa appears to be getting ready for manager Scott's service. And here's a slow roller. Sends it to 4. And here in the 10th, the leadoff is out. Now, next up for the Tigers, Spencer Torkelson.
Really good piece of hitting last time, going to the opposite field.
It's a pitch out, nothing doing, and that's ball one. Kicks and fires. And a pitch out, but nothing going on. Right-handed reliever. Fastball for a strike. Now 2-1.
Really been able to slow down the game tonight with his at-bats, and the biggest one he's had so far. He doesn't look anxious at all.
2 balls and a strike. Here it comes. Ground ball right side. And it finds its way through for a hit. In comes the run from third. It's 1-1.
Such great concentration. Everybody on their feet, knowing that you can come through with a good swing. And there he doesn't try to do too much.
So now here's the DH, Miguel Cabrera. First offering and it just misses. That clips the corner. The pitch. And now 1-2.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of a double play here.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Gassed it right by him. Here's the third baseman, Andy Elias. Now a move being made for a pinch hitter, Carson Kelly. He comes to the plate in a huge spot in this one.
Kelly.
And that one lifted in the air center field. Rodriguez makes the play, and that is that. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit, all even at 1 apiece. So remaining in the game defensively, Carson, and now for Seattle, by 4. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit is probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
And 2. Just misses the mark outside the zone.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the hour half is open.
Tosses the first. 1 up, 1 down.
Good fade and sinking action of that changeup got that hitter to roll over.
And stepping in for the Mariners, Eugenio Suarez. That's the third. And 2 away to open the 11th. Jared Kelly up next for the Mariners. And ball 1. Next offering is in for a strike. All tied up and nearing an extra innings. Ground ball up the middle. Seattle. We're in extras here. Now it's going to be Kerry Carpenter. And he deals. And first offering is fouled off. So a big opportunity here with the score tied and that runner on second to start the bottom of the inning.
Yeah, and you know they're eager to cash in. You just don't want to come out of your shoes and make a mistake. Got to play this smart.
One and two now. Ground ball left side. Suarez throw to first in time. One up, one down.
Good two-seam action right there, running away from the batter, roll over it, got the ground out.
And now, Elias. Here's a high chopper, and it's just foul. That was close. Runner leads away at second. In the air, right side. Hernandez settles underneath it. Makes the grab, two away. So digging in, Wenzel Perez. And he takes one right on the black. That's strike one. Lifted in the air, out to left. No trouble here, puts it away for the out. And that back here in Detroit, all set for the start. For the inning, now it's the second baseman, Oswald Peraza. So the Tigers get a new arm from the pen, Bo Brisky.
And he's been fantastic this year, really stingy in terms of allowing base runners. He's just got great stuff. It's time to square up.
Some activity in the Mariners bullpen. Justin Topa appears to be getting ready for manager Scott Sturman. That one's in there, and that's strike two.
No need to offer that pitch until you get to two strikes. It's just a low percentage of success when you want to try to go.
Swings and misses, struck him out. Slider got him for strike three. So up next, Jose Caballero entered the game as a pinch runner. First plate appearance for him here. And a foul ball. Righty to the plate. And the count 1-2. And a second. Foul ball still 1-2 count. Sets him down looking. Flip the bottom of the zone with a curve for strike three.
Nice work there to get the strikeout, and that's a big second out. I'll tell you, this whole crowd will be fired up. They can get out of this and leave that go-ahead run stranded in scoring position. This is a big moment in this game.
Kelvin at second with two down. It's to third, Kelly. Rolls across the diamond. Third out, that ends the frame. One. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Welcome back. Here's the center fielder, Matt Vierling. And the pitch. Just off the outside part of the plate. That misses. 2 balls, no strikes. Slider clips the zone.
Nasty 2-0 slider there for a strike. That tells me he's got a lot of confidence in that pitch.
Next one is off the plate. And that's ball 3. Jake Rogers in the on-deck circle. There's a strike.
Oh boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. Slider got him for strike 3. Now here's the Detroit catcher, Jake Rogers. got service. That's in there. That's strike one. Is lifted in the air, and that'll fall for a base hit. The winning run crosses the plate, and the Tigers win it in 12.
You know, he had to feel the pressure. Winning run on second base, found a way to make solid contact, and the winning run comes across to score. Everyone going crazy. Exciting finish to this game today.
And your final score here today, 2-1. A one-run extra inning win for Chris Singleton and our entire crew. I'm John Shoppy saying so long.
MLB The Show's coverage of Wednesday Night Baseball brings us to Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. Justin Verlander is ready to go as he'll be on the mound for Detroit. What's your take on him, H?
Man, I like this guy. He's a really good pitcher. ERA just a little over 3 last season. He's usually pretty tough on the opponent. He's going to keep you in the game and give that manager some opportunities late in the game to get a W. I like what this guy brings, and maybe he'll bring it today.
Machado over to his left, throws in time, and that's out number one. A moment now to give you a look at the Mariners starting lineup. Who's the one to watch, Dan?
Well, I love what Kyle Seager brings to the table for this game. He had over 90 RBIs last year. What a great season. But I think he could do even better. His goal this year, I think it's got to be 100 runs batted in. He's that kind of a hitter.
Oof, and we are in for some tough conditions tonight. 41 degrees at game time. And he'll step on first himself for the out. Stepping into the box, Nelson Cruz. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. Hit on the ground is short. Machado is there. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. 3 up. Hisashi Iwakuma, the right-hander from Japan, will get the starting assignment in this one. What do you have for us on him, H?
And Matt, he has really struggled his last 3 outings. The ERA totally inflated. It's over 5, and you look at that, that's too many runs he's given up. He's just giving his team a chance to even get out the gate and win the game.
And HR, you take a look at these Seattle Mariners entering play here tonight. They come off another loss last time out, and in fact, they've dropped 3 of their last 4.
Well, we're looking at a ball club that really needs some leadership. They need one person to kind of step up, take his game to another level. They're shut out yesterday. They've been struggling lately. Just nothing flowing. Maybe a big hit, a big home run will ignite them and get things turned around.
James McCann is next as he finds himself behind 0-1. And there are our umpires calling balls and strikes in this one, Mr. James Kingsley.
Well, Kingsley's a consistent and fair umpire, Matt. Sometimes he might give a little on the corners, but it doesn't ever seem to impact the game too much.
Here's Ichiro now. First shot for him here with a runner at first now and one away. Swinging a little blooper to center. Tyson moving in. And he brings it in for the second out of the inning. And he will scurry back to first as he'll think twice about trying to move up. Into the box, Miguel Cabrera comes in today, leading the American League in batting for the season. From the stretch, grounded to the right. Cano has it. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Here's lead one. Still no score. Here comes the second baseman, Robinson Cano. His line against Justin Verlander, 13 base hits in 44 at-bats. He also has one home run. Throw to first will be in time, and there's one gone here to start the second. Kyle Seager. Here's the third baseman now, Kyle Seager. He was hitless in the shutout last night. And this pitch is taken on the inner half for strike one.
And man, I'm looking at that 0-1 pitch right there, and I'm thinking he got lucky. I mean, that ball down and in, that's right in his wheelhouse. Some guys, that's a good spot for him. That is not a good place to flirt around with. I wouldn't do it again.
Every time you go out there to start a game on the mound, you always settle in quickly and get into a groove, and he's definitely done that so far in the early going. Looks like he could go pretty deep into this one.
Got him to miss the breaking ball there. Kyle Seager was down for out number 2 in the top half. Then swung on and hit in the air. Holt giving chase. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Nothing doing against. Here's the switch hitting Victor Martinez. Career numbers with him, 7 hits in 18 at-bats. 2 of those hits were for home runs. Now a fastball to start things out. Didn't miss by a lot, but it's 1-0. 1-0 pitch on the way. Ball 2.
Well, not a great spot to be in right now. 2-0 to a great hitter like this. This is when you really have to pay attention as a pitcher. If you have good off-speed stuff, this might be the time to start mixing in your off-speed stuff.
Down the first baseline. Valencia is up with it, and he'll step on first himself for the out.
All right, here's how the M's line up defensively, brought to you by McKesson. And in the middle infield, Gene Segura, he can play short or second for you, depending on what you want to do with him. And I tell you what, he's got the arm and the feet to do it. I love how he's really come on as a player.
Billy Butler comes on with one gone here as he looks at a called strike one. Breaks his bat as this one's popped up. Lays himself out and makes a spectacular catch. So stepping in, Dixon Machado. He's off to a good start at the plate. The average coming in just under 300. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike one. Iwafuma gets the sign. Here's the 0-1. Now a swing and a fly ball. Cruz is after it, but no chance to run it down. It's a foul ball.
Well, he fouls off that fastball right there, and you wonder, does he love his fastball enough to come back with it 3 times in a row?
Swing and a miss, got him reaching. Zunino has it, and that ends the inning. In order to go the Tigers, will move to the third with no score. Here's Leonis Martin. He's the number 7 hitter, but he's leading off the third after the first 6 guys in the lineup have been retired in order.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the guy on the mound. It'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to get this guy before he really settles in.
And a strike to even the count. 1-1. His line against Justin Verlander, he's gone just 2 for 13. Hit out toward second. Butler scoops it up. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third.
Batting 8. The catcher.
Here now is Mike Zunino. He's hitting just south of 300 in April. Big curveball swung on and missed. 0-1.
We're seeing him in an absolute groove out there in the mound right now. Retired 7 straight, and mechanically, he looks really consistent and fluid to me.
2. Good job of holding up on the low ball there, and it's 1-2.
Tried to get him to chase that 0-2 curveball there, but he wasn't biting. Very well could see it again here, though.
Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. And he'll put this one away in foul territory for the second out. Taylor Motter steps into the box. 2 away in the inning, and then it looks like this could be another 1-2-3 inning for him.
Yeah, he has really found a groove on the mound. It's been impressive to watch. It'll be interesting to see how long he can keep this dominance up.
He's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
See what happens when you work fast, you stay aggressive, and you come right after guys. Man, you get great results. Quick outs, and now he's 0-2 on this hit.
Good waste pitch, 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Now a swing, and he just fouls this one away.
That's a nice job of staying alive. A 2-strike breaking ball just out of the zone. He was able to put enough on it to get another pitch.
Slider whipped on for strike 3. A great pitch to put an end to the inning. In now, Raymond Armas. He'll get us going in the home half of inning number 3.
Raymond Armas.
And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike, 0-1. The windup and the 0-1. Laid back, a swing and a miss. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Popped up, Valencia on the move. And he'll have no play as he reaches first base safely.
Well, when you lead off an inning, you become the leadoff guy. Get on any way you can. And right there, that little infield single, as innocent as it might look, might start a rally for them. Do anything you can to get on.
Holt is at the plate now, and he takes a cold strike. Nobody out, runner on first. Pitch out. Nothing doing. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Looks at a sinker over the inside part of the plate. He broke out the slide step there, Danny.
Yeah, he's clearly thinking about the steal right here. Didn't happen, but the cat-mouse game continues on.
And this one's tapped foul at home plate. Again, a 1-2. Now he shoots this back into center field for a base hit. And he is in there.
First 2 hitters of the inning go back-to-back singles, and now they're first and third. This has the makings of a big inning. Kyle Schwarber.
Stepping in now, Kyle Schwarber, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. Got him out of his front foot. It's 0-2. With 2 strikes now and a runner at first, do you go for the strikeout, or are you still looking for the double play ball?
Well, man, I think a lot of that depends on the type of pitcher that you are. If you're a power pitcher, you can go ahead and ride a fastball up in the zone, but if you're a guy that induces a lot of ground balls with a sinker, I think you have to stick with that plan.
So he ran the fastball by him for the punch out. Kyle Schwarber is dealt with for the first out in the bottom of the inning. Will stand in for a second time here as he swings and misses there. It's 0-1.
Boy, not a good swing there. That was really ugly. Anytime you can make a hitter look like that, you've done something special.
Did it look like he was guessing on the pitch?
Oh, certainly it had to be, Matt, but if he was, he obviously wasn't looking for that pitch. With 2 strikes and the runners at the corners, this is a big pitch coming up. Gotta execute and hope to either get a strikeout or a double play ball to help you get out of this thing.
Riding in once again, Ichiro Suzuki. 2 on, 2 out for him here in the third. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. And this one runs up high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And that one stayed too low, apparently.
Boy, he better get it back together here quick because he's got 2 guys on already. He's starting to lose location of that strike zone. He's got to throw a strike right here.
all over the place now. 3-0.
Most good pitchers know that they have to work inside and sometimes even come off the plate to keep hitters from getting comfortable up there. I think that was part of the intent with that last pitch.
And there's a strike as he'll try to work his way back. It's 3-1.
3-1 with 2 on, and this is where you got to be geared up for something to drive. I don't think you can just prove one right here. You still have to try to make a competitive pitch. Full count with 2 outs now, so if he can put the ball in the gap somewhere, he could have a good shot of driving in a run because the runner at first would be in motion.
Sent on the ground out to second. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. So here's Gerard Dyson back to the top of the lineup as they're still looking for their first base runner in this one.
No doubt about that, Matt. They've yet to figure this guy out on the mound. He's looked great so far.
He has, but we'll see if this second trip through the order changes anything.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments these hitters are able to make in the middle innings of this game.
And this is swung on and missed, and this fourth inning will start the same way he ended the third with a strikeout, and there's one away. The batter, number 2, Gene Segura standing in. Comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Hard hit ball to second. And the throw is wide as it pulls the first baseman off the bag. Here's Nelson Cruz now. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And he just misses with a curveball. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. 1-1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. A swing and a miss at the big curveball.
That's the exact pitch he wants him to swing at, that ball down in the zone, double play situation. That's where you get that double play ball. You got to know how he's going to try to go after you in all situations.
Knocked him up with the off-speed stuff on that one. Nelson Cruz goes down for out number 2 in the top half. Robinson Cano at the plate now. He's quickly behind 0-1.
I'll tell you, if I'm pitching right now, I'm not throwing anything near the strike zone until these guys prove they can lay off it. They're just being way too aggressive.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Very weakly on the ground. Hit hard back up the middle. That's a hit. The first of the game for the Mariners.
This guy's such a good hitter. I get the feeling, even when he's down 0-2 in the count like he was here, he's still actually ahead of the count when he's facing anybody.
Into the box, Kyle Seager. He'll watch a first pitch curveball drop in there for strike 1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Chopped weakly to the right. That winds up foul. Pitching has the upper hand early as we're scoreless in inning number 4. Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2.
Hey, 0-2 in the dirt. Listen, this team's a very free-swinging team, so he's just going to go ahead and try to keep bouncing. If they're going to swing at him, he's going to keep throwing him.
And he'll reach first as they can't make the play on him.
Well, that's one of those unusual plays right there. Great hustle by the runner going to second base. You picked up your teammate a base hit. He couldn't get the throw to second base in time. Therefore, he gets a hit.
Now a swing and a ball chop foul right at home plate. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Armas is going to get there, and that's the third out. Mariners threaten, but leave them loaded. On to the bottom of the 4th now, still with no score. First base ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Miguel Cabrera is at the plate as he takes a cold strike 1.
Here we are in the middle innings, Matt, and he's over 80% first pitch strikes on hitters. You wonder why he's dominating right now. That's a great ratio. Getting ahead and getting them out.
He goes the other way as this is hit in the air toward the gap in right center. In there with base hit.
Well, he tried to double up with him on fastball. Showed him one. He got the next one. He measured the first one and timed the second one for the base hit.
Here's the first pitch to him. Victor Martinez is at the plate now as he looks at strike 1.
Oh, he reached back and challenged him right there. I like that. Early in the count. Here it is, big fella.
Leadoff liner towards center, and that'll get down for a base hit.
Back-to-back hits, and now the inning is set up. They're trying to put the first run on the board so you can bunt, move them up. Now you're second and third. You may throw the infield in, or if they sit back, get the easy ground ball, and you pick up the first run of the game. But it's all set up with those back-to-back singles, and now you can do whatever you want to do with the rest of the inning.
Billy Butler is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1. He's 0 for 1 thus far. That's in there, base hit. And no sense risking anything here as the bases will be loaded now with still nobody out.
Well, that's a line drive single, but the runner's not going to score. Now remember, with less than 2 outs, he had to freeze. Hit it a little bit too hard at the wrong guy. He'll take the hit, but no RBI.
Dixon Machado digs in. He goes the other way as this is hit in the air toward the gap in right center. And this is going to plate at least 2 of those runners as it's down for extra bases. 1 run scored, and a second run is across. The tag, and he is out at the plate as 2 runs scored, but not the third. Now stepping in and ready for another shot, Raymond Armas. They've got 2 already home in the end. Potential third waiting in the wings, only 90 feet away. Get back up the middle. Segura has it. Throw to first is in time, but meanwhile the runner is in to score.
That runner was hard hit, and sometimes the runner at third will have a hold on a ball like that, but he was off on contact, and they opted to take the out at first instead.
Is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Pulled toward right center field. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. They pick up 3 runs on 4 base hits, no errors, and no one left on base. On to the top of inning number 5 we go. It's the Tigers 3 and the Mariners nothing. Leonis Martin will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. Lifted the other way to left center. Holt will slide over and put this one away, and that's out number 1. Number 3. Ready for another chance? Mike Zunino comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Right through it here, and he's behind 0-1.
Well, Matt, they've been real aggressive, taking swings early in the count, but you're losing in this game, so you got to make an adjustment. You got to start taking pitches and maybe working the pitch a little bit more if it's not working, being aggressive.
I gotta say, his command of the corners in this start has been pretty exceptional. He's mixed east and west really well, and it's a big reason why he's had success.
Got him to miss the breaking ball there. Mike Zunino goes down for out number 2 in the top half. Taylor Mutter stands in as he looks at a called strike.
Well, that's 2 quick outs, and he's got a low pitch count. Really being aggressive in the zone has forced him to swing the bats. He's economically low in that pitch count. He's got a chance to go deep in the game. Boy, Matt, he's in some kind of groove, and they better get something working because he is 1 pitch away from throwing 5 shutout innings. Talk about dominant work so far. I like that combination right there. Show him the curveball, and now that fastball sitting in the low 90s is going to look even faster. Nice job of mixing it up.
This is foul right side.
Well, that's 3 foul balls in a row. He's definitely battling up there.
There's the good curveball as he's set down on strikes for the second time here tonight. 1. Ready for another shot now, Kyle Schwarber. And I'm sure the starter on the mound would like to hit the rewind button on that last inning.
Oh, no doubt about that, Mac. That was a really rocky frame, but clearly not enough to chase him from this game. We'll see if he's still shaking a bit or if he's able to put this behind him.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Looks at a 2-seamer right down the middle. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. And this one's chopped foul right at home plate. And he'll stay alive here as this is chopped foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. And he swings on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. On high in the air, calling for it, Seager makes the play, one away.
The catcher, number 34.
Digging in to try it again, James McCann. He's 1 for 2 in the ballgame. In the windup and the pitch. There's a knee-high pitch that catches the zone. The windup and the 0-1. Took a wave at one around the shins with no luck.
Well, as advertised, Matt, that splitter has been spot on. I mean, that is the game separator right there. He's able to use that split, looks like a fastball, and he's using it effectively.
So it was a swinging strike 3. James McCann becomes the second out in the bottom of the 5th.
Suzuki.
Iwakuma peers in. First pitch on its way. Ichiro Suzuki is in for the 3rd time now as he takes a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And he bangs it into center field for a base hit. So that at bat extends the inning for Miguel Cabrera.
Well, there's a little 2-out base hit. Maybe start a little 2-out rally. There's some runs, a little vulnerable. We've seen him give up runs already in this game. So maybe this is a start of something big.
The first baseman Miguel Cabrera stands in. 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. First delivery to him on the way. Sinker stayed high but called for a strike. And double-barreled action now in the Mariner bullpen as both a left-hander and a right-hander start to throw. Here's the 0-1. Leaves a slider up high, but it's taken for a strike.
2 takes, now he's down 0-2. I'm not sure, but he may have been taking to give the guy at first a chance to run.
Ball hit out towards Cano at second. Fielded cleanly. They'll whip this one to first in time, and that ends the inning. Left for Detroit. Well, they lead it 3-0. Here's Gerard Dyson. He'll start the inning and back to the top of the order, but they haven't looked too dangerous in this one yet, right, guys?
Well, none of them have any hits yet, so you're right on the money. They've done a great job of holding these guys down so far.
Another opportunity for him here, so we'll see if anything changes. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2. Looking to punch him out again, the pitch. And they'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2.
A good pitch right there with the bases empty. Why not take a shot? Throw that breaking ball in the dirt and see if he'll chase after it.
Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first out.
Now batting.
Gene Segura standing in. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ballgame. Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors in the game for the Mariners to this point. 2-0.
Hey, I appreciate the fact that he's making him throw a few pitches. Most of his teammates have been hacking at everything that comes their way.
And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1. Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Looks at a slider over the outer half for strike 2.
Tell you what, his spot has been the outside pitch right there. And now we're late in the game, and he continues to pound the outside pitch. And it's really working out for him.
To his right, Butler. Throw on to first, and Verlander's got it going here. 2 away. Here's Nelson Cruz now. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one. And that changeup makes him jump, a swing and a miss.
When you're facing this good a hitter, man, that strike 1 becomes so important. To get ahead with him and make him think about something else. Now you can control the at-bat.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Armas is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire. Mariners are down in order. They trail it here. Time to move ahead to the top of inning number 7. Here's Robbie Cano now. He'll be the one to greet Justin Verlander. And Cano, don't you know, is going to reach. It's a base hit. So it's a leadoff knock to start out the inning as they'll try to claw back at that 3-run deficit.
Number 15, third baseman.
Riding in once again, Kyle Seager. A hit in 2 tries so far. Good changeup there to start it out from Verlander. It's strike 1.
Well, the leadoff man getting on right there, Matt. They are falling so far behind. They have to capitalize. They have to get some runs and get back in this thing.
I think a big reason why he's been so effective in this one, that he's been just about getting ahead of every hitter. Seems like every one of them are 0-2, 1-2, and just about every at bat. And when that's the case, your chances of getting.
There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Ichiro going back to the track. He tracks it down. A nice running play, and there's one away. And he will scurry back to first as he'll think twice about trying to move up.
The first baseman.
Digging in to try it again, Danny Valencia, 0 for 2 on his line thus far. And it's the outside corner. It's strike 1.
He's putting together a nice outing so far. It always helps when you get ahead in the count.
And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control, 0-2. Verlander, still nothing earned through 6 1/3. And he struck him out. Good pitch there as he registers his 8th punch out of the ball game.
Now, batting.
Digging in once again, Leonis Martini. 3rd trip to the plate for him here tonight. 0 for 2 at this point. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Verlander pauses. Here's the 0-1. Tries to go the other way as this is in the air to left field. Armas is there and he'll put it away to retire the side. So it's no Chris Heston. Gets the call from the look ahead now and pick this one back up in the top of inning number 8.
Leading off for the Mariners.
First pitch on its way from Verlander.
Number 3.
Mike Zunino swings and misses there, so he's down 0-1. Pitch on its way now to Zunino. Oh, and a good tight slider there, and he's in command, 0-2.
Aggressive swings out of him to start this at bat, but he hasn't been able to put the ball in play. Trying to use that aggressiveness and make the chase now.
Struck him out, and he becomes the 9th strikeout victim thus far.
Now batting.
Ready for another shot now, Taylor Motter. And he's likely just trying to put one in play here. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts thus far. And he waves. Now the 0-1. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Armas is going to get there. Makes the play, and there are 2 gone now. Here's Gerard Dyson. 2 away here in the 8th, and time's running out on him, Danny.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of outs left to work with, so it's time for someone to make something happen if they're going to get back into this thing.
Now the Tigers have some action in the bullpen as a left-hander starts to get loose. Slider, and that's in there for strike 2.
Boy, he's been great in this one, and he's only 1 strike away from putting another 0 on the scoreboard.
Over toward the dugout, but this one will get into the stands. And he will strike him out. 10 now in the ballgame, and the inning is over. And we'll move forward now to the top of inning number 9. Gene Segura standing in. And Dan, what's gone wrong for this lineup today? They're only 3 outs away from being shut out.
Boy, you know, I just haven't seen a lot of fight in these at-bats. Now, of course, plenty of credit goes to that pitching, but the effort on the offensive side has been pretty lethargic. Watching from up here in the booth, Matt.
Yeah, I would imagine it feels the same from watching in the stands in this one.
He's still looking really solid here in the 9th, and I'm sure that big lead has helped him pitch free and easy, but to me, it still looks like he's approaching it like it's a close game.
He throws him on the fastball there. Gene Segura is retired to kick off the 9th. a strike.
He's been doing a nice job out there in the mound, but the deeper you get into the game, the more the hitters have seen you. This is the part of the lineup that he has to be really careful with.
Waved at and missed, and he's behind 0-2. He's just rolling right now. Even dozen strikeouts for him in the ballgame.
Wow, talk about being efficient. How about 6 pitches, 2 strikeouts? Doesn't get much better than that.
Here comes the second baseman, Robinson Cano. He's their last shot here with 2 away in the ninth as they look to avoid the shutout.
Yeah, Matt, they just haven't had any answer for the great pitching so far in this one. You know, he's one of their guys they rely on to get their offense going. They need a rally, so we'll see if he can spark one here.
That's his third hit of the night, his third single. I'm sure he'd like to have a double or something mixed in, but for now, he'll take the 3 from 4.
Kyle Seager.
Here's the third baseman now, Kyle Seager. As he'll wait out a breaking pitch here that finds the zone for strike 1. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. But that'll get foul. It's 0-2 now. And now those that have stuck it out tonight come to their feet. Grounder down the line at third. But this will wind up foul. Still 0-2. A runner on first with 2 away. Bounced weakly near the plate. That's a foul ball.
A lot of times you see guys in the middle of the order get worked away, but not right here. They're keeping it inside of him.
Thought he had the inside corner that time, but it missed for ball 1.
You don't want to get caught looking for the final out. That's a tough hit.
And he gets strike 3 called to end it here. And with that, this one is over.
Wow, not only are complete games rare in this day and age of Major League Baseball, but a complete game shutout. This guy was in total command from the first inning to the ninth. Totally dominant in this one.
5-0 finish tonight. Justin Verlander earned. Just over the river from Windsor, Ontario, we're in downtown Detroit at lovely Comerica Park. Jordan Zimmerman gets the ball in Game 3 of the series. What do we need to know here, HR?
Well, Matt, this guy's not going to blow you away. He's a consistent major league pitcher. Look, his ERA last year a little bit over 4, but he takes the baseball. And he's the guy that's going to take his walk, but he's going to keep coming back at you. I think we'll probably see that kind of performance today.
And this is drifting foul back into the stands. And another foul ball.
That's probably not what he wants to do with 2 strikes right there with the fastball. He's fortunate he just fouled it off.
And there's a pitch that just misses the inside corner.
Pretty good pitch and a great take there. There's not a lot you can do with that slider breaking down unless you can pitch way out front and get down the line. You see a lot of swinging misses on those.
And here's a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Who do you have your eye on, Dan?
Well, you better keep an eye on Robinson Cano as this game moves along. He had over 100 RBIs last year. That's the goal of every big hitter. If I can drive in 100, that means I had a good year, and I would say he had a pretty good year.
Stepping in, Robinson Cano. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. Shot fouled over towards the coaching box. 2 out, nobody on. 2 now as a curveball drops in there for a strike. And Dan, that's a pretty good example of why he's such a great pitcher.